Hi there, my name is Ricardo Monzo, and the time has finally come to submit my final project video. Now, for the two relationships that I selected, um, they're very close to me. So, my first relationship that I chose is my personal relationship that I have with my girlfriend, my significant other. The second relationship that I chose is the friendship that I have between me and my friend Daniel. Now, for the first relationship, to give a little brief description, um, I have been dating her for approximately 2 years and a few months now, and things have been amazing. It hasn't been sunshines and rainbows the entire time, but I recognize that I am in a happy, stable, committed relationship, and I'm happy to be a part of it and to help it continue to grow. Now, as you know, as things happen, no, as the relationship progresses, you find yourself sometimes butting heads, or there's some tension, in terms of communication, or one-sidedness, or not everything is a bridge of communication. Sometimes there's bickering, there's arguments, there's fighting, typical, normal, healthy relationship behavior. Now, I have noticed that it's been 2 years now. I have noticed that I and my girlfriend have become somewhat defensive towards one another, just because now we understand each other's, I guess, intentions, or methods as to how to explain something to convince the other person or prove the other person right or wrong. Now, there's a method that I wanted to apply that I learned from this class. It was in the TED Talk video where this gentleman, the TED Talk video called Science is Love. Now, in this TED Talk video, which I found amazing, by the way, he goes on to elaborate on how he can tell the difference if a relationship is either going to end in a long-lasting marriage or if it's going to end in a divorce. Now, I found this to be quite fascinating, the fact that he was able to use science and math to figure this out, create the algorithm and process it and all that. And he said that at the very beginning of a couple's argument, it's within the first 5 or 10 seconds of them arguing where they have to realize that there's tension. They have to realize that, okay, I can either continue arguing or I can try to de-escalate the situation. So that's one thing that I've mentioned to my girlfriend, about how when we're arguing, I want the both of us, not just her, but also me, especially me, because I'm the one who learned this method. I'm the one who understands how to apply it and put it into practice, more so because I learned. So now there are times where we'll go ahead and get into some kind of heated debate, and then I realize, like, oh snap, like there's some tension, and within the first 5, 10, 20 seconds of our argument, I try to de-escalate the situation. I hold her hand, I get closer to her, I try to lower my tone if it's too raised. So I'm putting things into action in order to better my relationship, and that's something that I've learned from this class. And I know that she appreciates it just as much as I do, because our relationship is meant to be a work in progress, and a beneficial work in progress. So it's working out really well. Now, for my second relationship that I chose was with my friendship that I have with my friend Daniel. Now, I haven't seen Daniel in a kind of a long time, to be honest. Probably ever since I really got into a relationship, all my focus has been my relationship, and I've admitted to my friends that, like, yeah, like, I have distanced myself. It came naturally. It's not something that I necessarily wanted to do, but it happened. So now there's not a wedge between me and my friend Daniel, but there isn't necessarily the strongest connection that there used to be. And a huge part of it is also obviously my fault. Now, one thing that I wanted to apply in my friendship was re-establish the bonding phase of our relationship. In the article called Communication in Relationships, they speak about how there's a bonding stage that kind of like, there's a bonding stage where you participate in certain activities and it brings you closer. They provide examples such as weddings or civil unions, but for him and I, it would mainly be like, hey, let's go get food, or hey, let's go to the club, like, let's go to this amusement park, let's go to the zoo. So I want to rekindle that bonding stage just because I feel like we haven't really bonded in a long time, and it feels like that's where we're lacking, in order to bring us closer together again. So I hit him up and I asked him like, hey, are you down to go to Corner Bakery and have some breakfast and we'll just chat it up? And we have been, and luckily we started going to the gym together, so that's another bonding stage. That's a ritual of ours, trying to progress our bodies to look really, really good, feel healthy. And it's been bringing us closer together. Our communication via text messages or social media like Snapchat has really increased. We've been talking a lot more, Snapchatting a lot more. So it's really brought us closer together. And I'm just very grateful that I was able to apply these methods and these applications to my relationships. In all honesty, I did believe that both of them, the applications that I put onto both relationships would work. I was hopeful, and I know the people who I surround myself with, and I know that they would be open to anything that I'm willing to try for the sake of our relationships. So yeah, thank you.